finally, after coming home from work, got to fire my Martini Henry, my new Martini Martini Enfield, because it's a 303. That's been rebarreled with the short magazine Lee Enfield barrel. Now, after fixing all the issues with it, I was really keen to go shoot it to find out what it liked, and what I found out was it's pretty similar to my other old Milcert 303 rifles in that it does not like hot loads. So I started off shooting. So I was shooting. I made up 50 rounds of it's Remington brass with CCI 200 primers and AR 2208, which is Varmint. Now I went from 37 grains to 41 grains. So after having really cleaned the barrel thoroughly and scrubbed it and that, this was the first, actually like that, yeah, that was the first target. So pretty big, and I thought, oh god, yeah, that's not good. But then the second target at 37 grains was really not much at all. I've got a ruler here, no, doesn't matter. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So straight away it told me, yeah, it likes the lighter loads. Then I went up to 38 and the group got bigger. At 38, that second group was about the same size, at 38 grains. 39 grains, it got bigger. So I made 10 of each. 39 grains, 3 were pretty good, and then the fourth, because I only had like 4 rounds left to do the targets of some of them because I was sighting it in, drifting over the sight and that. 40 grains, yeah. 40 grains again. This is really weird. 2 shots up here, which is right next to each other, and then 3 here, so it was a massive group in total. That was a 5-shot group. Another 5-shot group. This one at 41, so it's starting to really spread. And the last target I didn't bother shooting, so I've got 5 rounds left of 41 grain loads, which I'm going to pull. And what that's telling me is that it prefers, it prefers a lighter powder load. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make up some more and go 35, 36, 37 and see what happens there. I reckon, because my other, I think my other Enfield, I'm shooting 36 grains, and that seems to be pretty good. I don't want to go too slow, but 36 seems to be good, so I'll go 30, 35, 36, 37, and 37 might have been the optimum. I don't want to go way too low. So 35, 36, 37, I'll make those up, I'll go to the range again, and I'll see how they go. But I really love this rifle now. At the start I sort of didn't really like the look of it and that, but it's performing great. I noticed with the 37 grain loads, the primer's just a little bit proud, but the primers are a little bit proud. So the headspace is probably pretty loose. What do you do about that? Not much really. Unless I get another block, which, yeah, I don't really care. As long as it's not hurting the rifle, I don't really care. So I'll make up those loads, 35, 36, 37 grains of AR 2208, and then shoot them off and see how that goes. So that's that rifle. Now, I've said in the past that I hate unboxings, they're boring. Well, I'm going to do an unboxing. Yeah, you're going to see what it is. So I'll just use my Steve Austin Broken Skull knife. You can't get these anymore. Well, anyway, here in Australia, this site, I got it from Cleaver. They don't sell them anymore, or they're not on their catalogue. It was the cold steel Steve Austin Broken Skull was made with CTS XHP steel, which is a really nice steel. Now they have got a version of this, because all they did when they made this knife or marketed this knife, they took, I don't know if it was the Ranch Boss, but they took an existing knife and just put his name on it and then used a better steel, the Carpenter's CTS XHP steel. You can get it, it's called the Ranch Boss, but it's in 4034 stainless steel, which is, I don't know, something like Oz 8, which is pretty cheap. But I've had this for a while now, I've used it a lot, it's great. It goes dull, you just strop it, and it's shaving sharp again, so yeah, it's really good. Now, what have I got? So I've got my copy of the Permit to Acquire, and what else have I got? Alright, CZ 457 Varmint MTR with the 20-inch barrel. Yes, I've been waiting for this. So let's open it up and I'll get rid of this. We'll open it up and have a look-see. Have a look-see. That one side, there. Get that out. I think this was a showroom model, because this isn't the original box, and this sticker at the bottom, well, maybe I might be wrong. This sticker at the bottom looks like it's been taken off and then put back on. It just all it does is just put goopy glue on your stock, which I'm not a fan of. Anyway, I'll clean that up later. So, what do you get? You get a rifle, you get a target, a sample target. This is what they shot at when testing. So what size dispersion area? 15 millimeters. So this is supposed to be a one-to-one. This is at 50 meters with Lapua X-Act. 15 millimeters. So yeah, it's not the best. I don't know why they were using Lapua, but yeah. Now this does not have a threaded barrel. And what does it say on here? On here it says with threaded muzzle. Okay. Well, 10 inches, yeah. That is not a threaded muzzle. So, technically, I could ring them up and say, hey, I haven't got the gun that you've sold me. Which I'm not going to do, because I don't really care about the threaded muzzle. In fact, I'm not a big fan of threaded muzzles. It can affect, so I'm told, I don't know, I've never experimented with it. I've never had a rifle that didn't have a threaded muzzle, did accuracy tests, then threaded the muzzle and did accuracy tests. But any mucking around the muzzle, I'm not really a big fan of. So now, and people might say, well, what if you want to put a tuner on there? If you want to put a tuner on there, well, actually I've got a tuner coming in the mail, a tuner. It's probably going to turn up today. I wouldn't be surprised. While I'm filming, it'll probably turn up. And all it is, it's a shaft collet. I'm not going to spend $200, $300, whatever dollars. God knows how much some of the really expensive ones are for something that just moves the weight forward and back. It's just yeah. I just bought a barrel collet, so which cost me like $20. Now, So if you're looking for a cheap tuner, yeah. Now, the very first thing that I do with a CZ457 bolt, which I found out, is that serial number there, right? It's laser cut and it's rough, it's raised. So I'm just going to go get something abrasive to remove that. There we go. So I've heard a lot of people say, oh yeah, my bolt's not very smooth on my CZ457, I'm really disappointed. You know, first of all, it's a brand new bolt, so, and you're not buying a Voodoo or a Zermatt, Rimex, whatever it is, or the Bagara B14, or the what's it called, Tika T1X. You know, these rifles are cheaper, okay, than all those other rifles. And if you watch Pursuit of Accuracy, he's got a Voodoo that he got off Is Your Six Covered. He bought it off him, and he said more money is not more accuracy. So it is to a certain degree. So what I'm going to do is just take that off. And now, no rough. Just simple as that, just a few light rubs. So I'll just remove all the filings. Like quite literally, that was all I needed to do to remove that nasty stuff off. That raised section off. I'll just oil it again. Bit of the old TF2 Teflon lube. So now we'll put the bolt in. That went straight in. And it is still a little bit rough. I'll have to determine. Oh, okay, yeah. Also, I don't know what it is. It's a triangle with a 20 on the other side. Take that off. Still feel a bit. Alright. So, where they've laser cut on the bolt, they haven't bothered to remove the raised part of the lettering. I suppose they just think, just keep cycling. After a while, that'll work itself off, which is not really good. I'm surprised it only takes a few seconds to do. How much difference? Yeah, I can feel that pretty much immediately. The rifle is quite dry. Which I've noticed. Squirt in there. People say, oh, you shouldn't overlube your guns. I don't think there's such a thing as overlubing a gun. Yeah, that's what it needed. Just needed some lube. That's all it needed. So I'll just give it a good dose of the TF2, and yeah, it's certainly not as smooth as, you know, like the really expensive guns like Anschutz, but you know, if you want to go and spend $3,000, or with the Voodoos, well, with the Voodoos for like 3,000 Australian or 3,500 Australian, something like that, all you get is a barreled action, no trigger, nothing, which is pretty crazy. I was talking to one of the guys at one of the gun shops and about the CZ, and he said, oh yeah, I couldn't get one of these, he said, but I could get the Varmint which probably has, I don't know if it's got the match chamber, it might have a semi-match chamber, it might have the match chamber barrel. And he said, yeah, they're really super accurate. And he said, because he said that he's got a Bagara, and he said that CZ Varmint outshoots the Bagara. And he said, he thought, oh, I might have just had a Friday rifle or whatever. But his buddy also has got a Bagara, and he reckons that CZ Varmint outshoots both of those Bagaras. So again, that's anecdotal, but I mean, whatever. The CZs are really accurate rifles. Like my 17 HMR 457 is really accurate. So that bolt just clears the comb. Now, so what's this sticker? Push safety forward to fire. Okay, so obviously they're having some difficulty with people figuring out. I haven't seen that on a CZ before. Well, it wasn't on my other 457. Obviously the people are so used to pulling it back. I hate these stickers. They're so used to pulling CZ safeties, but well, actually the CZ safety on the 455 was just was on the bolt. So this is obviously meant for Europeans, because pulling safety back to fire is a European thing. It's definitely not an American thing. Oh, come off nice and clean. This pisses me off when people put all these stickers on guns and there's still goop on there. That's just, you don't have to do that, you know? You really don't. Let me get that crap off. This stuff is the best brake cleaner. It cleans up everything. Oh, take that crap off. It does take a little bit of the finish off, but better that than having that shit on there. That glue. It's glued here. I'll probably never get that out. Now, so you've got, I don't know where they put sling swivel studs on a match target rifle. Although it's not crazy heavy. The fit and the finish. You can always tell the quality of rifle by the fit and the finish of the recoil pad. I don't know why this has got a recoil pad, but it's 22. But it's very good. This sort of, I don't know what you'd call it. It's not checkering. I'm not really a big fan of that. Shouldn't even need checkering really for a match target rifle. But let's have a look down the barrel. Pretty clean. They do come sometimes pretty dirty, where they haven't bothered to clean them after they've test fired them. Oh, it's hot. Yeah, I'm drinking water. It's not gin, vodka or whatever. I do drink water. I can't drink beer all the time. Well, I can, but I don't. So you actually get a CD with instructions. If you have no idea what to do with a firearm, there's instructions. There's a pretty thick, obviously this is limited 5-year warranty. Should have a lifetime warranty. You've got a breakdown of parts. It's an instruction manual in several different languages. Shows you how to adjust the trigger, how to adjust the sights if they come with sights. This one doesn't. Now, what am I going to do to this? Well, what I've got is, where is it? A Area 419. You can get CZ's proprietary pick rail. I think it's a pick rail. Or you can go with aftermarket with another brand, and from Pursuit of Accuracy I saw that he was using all area 419 gears, so it must be alright. So it's a 20 MOA rail, which is good for what's it called? Good for shooting at a distance. Now it is alloy, obviously. The screws are steel, thankfully. Don't know where it's made. I'm assuming it's made in the United States. It could be 100% wrong. So we'll chuck that on straight away, making sure. You know, I don't have a problem mounting, and it's really solid because it doesn't have a separate claw like other, you know, mounting devices do. So I might have to bash that on there. I don't know. I'll just lube this up. Again, people saying too much lube. Yeah, whatever. Now, how easy does it slide on? Yeah. Don't be too harsh with it. I might just need a rubber mallet. I'll be back. There we go, rubber mallet. So just gently tap, tap, tap. Get started on the other one. Yep. So that's good. It's dead straight. Anyway. So about there, I think. Yep. That looks pretty good. And a little bit of stuff got ground off, got cut off. That's all right. And then tighten her up. Now, what scope am I going to put on it? Well, initially, or maybe permanently, I'm going to put the Delta Optical Titanium on there, okay? 4.5 to 30. Fantastic scope, again. And well, that needs to come a little bit in. So you've got to line up with the ejecting port. That's a little bit further back. Just have to loosen that off. Yeah. So you've got to line the cutout on the injection port. Yep, that's good. That's good there. Alright. So, yeah, I'll put the titanium on it first up. What I'm looking to, hopefully to do, oh man, I'm sweating, it's still in the morning. Hopefully to do is compete in silhouette. Now, there is open class, and there is, or production class, and there is open class, and I will probably compete, I don't know, I'll see how I go. I'm going to measure this trigger and then have a go at lightening it. Alright, so that's pretty tight. Yeah, so I'll mount that on there soon. Because I have got a spring, a lighter spring, even though Josh from Pursuit of Accuracy, he reckons he's got down to what, got his down to a pound after much mucking around. So you get a 5-round, it's oily now, you get a 5-round steel magazine. In the past, their steel magazines had plastic bases. This is not a plastic base. This is steel. This is a steel base, so it's all steel. So I don't know, maybe people were complaining about it and saying, you know, why do you do that? Now, what I will do is take her apart, because Josh said that, well, that's pretty loose. That's surprising. That his stock had some sort of synthetic pillars. Now, oh no, it's 2-piece. Yeah. Come on. Okay. Nice, all metal, bottom metal. So let's have a look. They are, in actual fact, let's have a look at what they are. What are they? The pillars are, I'm trying to determine what they're made of. That looks like it's an alloy pillar, is it? See if I can scratch it. Don't advise people to do this, but for the sake of my fans, I'm going to scratch my rifle. Let's have a look. I'm going to try it. Oh yeah. That is, yeah, it's some sort of plastic, synthetic material. I don't know what it is. So the stocks are quite a nice walnut. It's I have to say it's not as good as my American, the walnut, the quality of the walnut, but then, you know, it is a target rifle. It's not supposed to be, doesn't really matter if it's the best walnut. It does have a knot there, which I don't like, but it's not bad walnut. It's not the best. This stock, it's I don't know. I did say that I didn't like the look of it. I still don't. Yeah, it doesn't thrill me. I could possibly just oil the rest of it up. I could possibly. I was actually considering getting a Boyd's Pro Varmint. I do like those stocks. I've had one in the past on a CZ455 target, which I sold. Probably shouldn't have, but I did. When the 457s came out, I was pretty keen to get a 457. Yeah. So you've still got plastic there. One thing I do is I always like to make sure that everything's tight, because there is no guarantee, that they tightened it at the factory. Okay, no guarantee at all. So they're tight. About these ones, yeah, it was a bit loose. That was a bit loose. Now, the screw that holds the trigger on, how tight is that? Yeah, not bad. And you got to remember, when you take these apart, they do have this, I don't know what it is, it goes here at the back, it's a block. It can't be a recoil lug. I mean, these things don't have any recoil. Yeah, they do. 22s do have recoil, but you know, hardly discernible. Alright, so what we'll do is chuck the bolt in. Just go straight in. And test the trigger. See how it comes out of the factory. Now, with Silhouette production, they reckon that they have a list of, you're not allowed to adjust the trigger in Silhouette production, here in Australia anyway, which is pretty silly as far as I'm concerned. Because what are you doing when some production rifles have really light triggers, other production rifles have really heavy triggers, and so the poor buggers who've got a production rifle that's got a heavy trigger, they're at a disadvantage straight away. In my opinion, whatever the lightest production trigger is, you should be able to set it to that, but that's my opinion. So let's have a go. Ready? That's 3 pounds, 6.8 ounces, which is pretty heavy. Ready? 3 pounds, 10 ounces. That's crazy heavy. It's supposed to be a match target rifle. You got to trigger at 3 pounds, 10 ounces. So let's have a look at the instruction manual. How to adjust the trigger. And this is the bizarre thing, is this thing is in French, so, and that's the only one. So what we'll do is let's play around with it. Let's play around with it. Yeah, that nut is 6 or 7. I'll soon find out now. I do have a set of really small spanners, but I don't know what I did with it. And it's 7, or it's Imperial. Now, 2 pounds, 13 ounces. Josh, I don't know how the hell you got yours to whatever you got it to. What the? Better. Okay. Ready? Clear. What? Oh, put it on fire. Alright, 1 pound 10. £1 11. £1 9. Let me see if I can get this lighter. More dry firing. £1 7. £1 10. there. £1.08. £1.11. £1.12. £1.08. £1.10. That's about £1.10. So I'll just see if I can manipulate this to go lighter. See what that does. £1.11. That's not really doing anything. That right out. £1.7. How much further I can go? I think that's pretty much all the way out. £1.11. £1.06. All right. That's about as light as I've ever gotten it. So I'm going to tighten that up there. And man, this isn't the right size. That's the right one, idiot. Alright. Now I'm sweating like, nobody's business. £1.10. Yeah, I can't really get it better than £1.10, which is not really the best, but it's certainly a lot better than £3. Now, you see a lot of people saying, oh yeah, I torque my screws up to blah 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 foot-pounds. You know what? I watched a guy from the Long Range Shooters of Utah do a video on action screw torque effect on accuracy. You know what? That was really funny to watch. And to his credit, he posted the video because in the beginning, like, it seemed to me like he was pretty sure that it was definitely going to have an effect. It didn't. Like, he had those screws really loose at some stage and didn't do a damn thing. Alright, so it's a piece of plastic. A cocking indicator is a piece of plastic. That's really weird. It's yeah, gotta put it on fire. £1 3 ounces. Alright. Wow. £1 5 ounces. Okay. So it's actually lighter in the when it's in the action. When it's in the stock. So that's odd. Yeah. Now what I'll do is put this trigger back in. So I have got an alloy magwell on this one. I probably will swap them over at some stage too, but I'm not that keen to do it right now because it is a bit of a muck around, like really. Alright, so I can't tell you what the weight of the trigger is. Well, you already know. It's heavy, not good. So just by doing that, immediately I've totally rendered the possibility of shooting this in production, because I just like to put a lighter trigger on, and they don't like that. They want you to use a heavy trigger. Mind you, some guy shooting an Anschutz that's got probably a nano ounce trigger. Oh, he's alright, because that's how the rifle comes. That's okay. Meanwhile, you're stuck with a 3-pound trigger, which, again, I don't really understand and don't agree with. There's really no incentive to shoot production unless you're shooting something like an Anschutz. Or a Weihrauch, or a Walther, biathlon or Olympic rifle. That go in the centre. Yes, it did. Very nice. Alright, so I've got two 4.57s. I've got the 17 HMR, put that down there. And now I've got the 4.57 HMR. So that's how you swap the trigger, the hard way. Now, magazine in there. A lot of people whinge about these magazines. I don't really know why. Oh yeah, that's really light, You really should need to go lighter than that. One of these. So I will stick this Mega Beast. Well, it's not a Mega Beast. I really want to get there 5 to 50, but somewhere down in the future. The Delta Optical 5 to 50, it's supposed to be a really nice piece of work. If you've never watched Richard Utting, he's got a really good channel where he reviews scopes and he reckons they're the shit. He put me onto this one. Yeah. Yeah, he put me on the Delta. I mean, 4.5 to 30 made in Japan for $1,000. It's still $1,000. You can't argue with that, and it's got a really nice reticle. It's not ridiculously like some reticles that just they're all over the place. Some of those tactical reticles. I don't know what they are. They're a bloody ego trip, really. Yeah, that's sweet. Alright, so I'm going to have beer to celebrate. Okay, in celebration of getting my CZ Varmint MTR ready to go, I'm having a Grolsch, or Grolsch for those people who can't pronounce it. Cheers. Beauty. I've got it ready to go. Yep. And that's a sweet trigger. It really is. Thankfully I didn't have to replace the spring, so somewhere down the track I'll replace the spring on this one. Like I said before, the stock on this one is so much nicer. That sounds like... No, that's not the post person. Post lady. I've got a post lady. So I've still got that spring. Pardon me. Now I don't know whether I'm going to keep this scope on here, whether I'm going to need 30 power. I've still got this Walters 24 power, which is a nice scope, you know, because I do like to keep this one for testing. So anyway, the post person hasn't been, so I haven't got my actually no, it's a good thing that muzzle isn't threaded, because if I'm putting that barrel tuner, harmonics tuner on there, the threaded caps are actually a little bit bigger in diameter, so it'd be a bit of a pain in the arse. I wouldn't be able to get the tuner all the way to the end. Yeah, I'm really happy. I'm not a big fan of this sort of stippling. Yeah, not really. But it's got a fair bit of weight to it. Don't ask me what the weight of it is, just look it up. Oh God, some people are so lazy. Oh, what's the weight of this? What's the weight of that? What's the width of this? What's the width of that? Fair income. You're already on the internet talking to me, asking me questions. You might as well just go to the company's website and have a look. So the travel on this is, there's not much take up at all. It pretty much just breaks. So that's sweet. So what I'll do is I'll clean the barrel, oil the barrel, and yeah, be ready to go. So there you go. Unfortunately, this thing of beauty, I can't shoot it. I've got to go to work. Oh man, I'll go to work Friday, because the range is open Monday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday. Today's Tuesday, and I fly out Friday. Damn. Now let me see if I got this thing. I mean, I've got that bubble. Okay, so this, the bubble is telling me that that's level there, but it doesn't look level. I think I'm going to ignore that bubble. That bubble doesn't look level. And it says it's level. It says it's level there. Maybe. If that's the case, then this scope's off. Let's see. Level. It's sort of hard to see that bubble. Yeah. I'll muck around with it at the range if I have to. I really like that this new 22 magazine is actually all metal. That's really nice to see. In the past, the base of the magazine was I've got to take that out anyway. Was not metal. It was plastic, which is not good. I've got to take this bolt out anyway. Can't store it with the bolt in. We're not allowed to store rifles with the bolt in. We're not allowed to store rifles with this, with that. Man, there's hooves. Just oil everything up nicely. Very, very nicely. Excess soil off. Stock up. Looked a bit dry, actually. It did. Oops. Stock did look a bit dry. So now I'm just going to go and clean it and then put it away until I come back from work, and then I can shoot it. So see you later.